We come from a very pious, very religious family. My grandfathers, great grandfathers, they are all supposed to be Ahidagnis. They used to do Agnihotram every day, and they have done a lot of yagas, and that is why my name also has a prefix Yajna. I inherited from my grandfather because they all rightfully deserved that name, but I just inherited it. And with that background, with my father, who himself was a great Sanskrit scholar, he was a teacher by profession, but he was a great Sanskrit scholar himself. And so the environment at home was always one of a Vedic atmosphere. Right from childhood, I could relate to all these things. We are all, all the rules and regulations, the do's and don'ts, the anushtanas. You should not touch that, this, that. We are all very familiar with all that thing right from childhood. But that all was there in the mind. And even though I have learnt a few things as a child from my father and also growing in the environment, after I came to Bombay for my education, for my job, I got a job in the Atomic Energy Commission in Bombay. And there I started to reflect upon our own kind of value systems. And one of the motivators for that was, at that time, I started to read this Daivatin Kural, the discourses of Paramacharya. And I happened to read, for some reason, the second volume first, not the first volume. And the second volume focused more on our Vedic culture, Vedas, Vedic culture, and that kind of thing. And I used to reflect upon that. I come from such a family of Ahidagnis who have been holding only Veda Dharma as their livelihood for ages. And now I have come to a Laukika education and I am pursuing the job of a scientist, all that thing. But should I not have to do at least something to justify the inheritance of a name Yajna Subramanian, and also to justify the family background from which I have come? So these thoughts have come across me when I started to read those things. And I was also learning at that time Vedam from some private tutors in Bombay. And so that was going on one side. So when this thought was there, I used to be a big, lover of music those days. I might not have missed even one concert in Shanmugananda Hall in Bombay those days. But when this interest started to come, I started to focus more on that. But there in India, the opportunities were not as much for me to do the way what I have been doing here. So once I came here in 84 to 86, I came on a kind of a sabbatical. So with an intention to go back. But after 86, once I decided to stay back here, then only things started to take a slight turn. I wanted to once perform the annual ceremony of my mother. So at that time, there were not too many temples. I had to go to the New York temple to do that. And I went there, and they allocated one priest to do that. This priest was not, at that time, he was not familiar with any of the samskaras at all. He was a temple priest. And the way he was doing, I felt so withdrawn. I said, next year, if I have to do this ceremony, I'll go back to India only. I won't do it in this country. So that was the decision I made on that day. So I came back. And it so happened that my contract ended after the next year's ceremony of my mother. So I had to stay back, as luck would have it. So again, I had no choice. At least on that day, let me go and give some dhanam to a brahmana. So I went again to the same temple. But fortunately, on that day, I had a totally different priest who happened to be the student of my step-grandfather also. So we picked up the conversation, and he did it so very well. I said, that means there is potential for such talent to be available here. If only we provide enough room for that and opportunity, it might come. So I came back, and in the meantime, Bell Labs offered me a regular job. Then I said, okay, hope is still there because such a person is available here, though I don't have to go back because I could not do such a samskara. I stayed back. But at that time itself, in my mind, how there is a need for such kind of talent, such kind of activities in this country in terms of facilities. So these were all there in the mind. So on one side, Vedic education, Vedic learning, another side following this Anushtana, Samskaras, and also my own family association and my own feeling about my family, what I can, how can I justify the inheritance of such a nice rich culture from my family. All those things gelled. So people started to ask me to teach Vedam to them. So I started classes on Vedas, and then later I myself, realized that just learning Vedam alone is not quite adequate unless people understand the significance of the Vedam. So I started teaching meanings to them and went into Vedanta. Then I took Bhagavad Gita in a very big way, because Bhagavad Gita is also a Vedanta Grantha. So it all took like this. But because the way I was able to believe and conduct myself, following still the Anushtanas, and still doing a regular job as a scientist, and still engaging in so many of these public activities, it motivated a lot of people. So they all saw me, how this person is able to do all that. And so they started to come in and they started to follow the culture. It all became such a big snowball effect. I got hundreds of students who all believed in this culture, who do all these Sandhya Vandana karmas, everything they do. And if they come to the classes, they have to come in a very traditional way. They cannot come just sit like this and all. So all these conditions I could put and still make these people. Actually, in the first classes when I made, there was a person who said he has never worn a dhoti in his life at all. Such people came there and they never heard about Sandhya Vandana Mandal, even though they have done Upana and all. So I had to teach them Sandhya Vandana karmas and then made them learn, made them do all this. If a person who is about 20, 21 and all, if Upanayana is not done to that person, if he wants to learn Vedas, I do Upanayana for him. If people who belong to his Gotra, I will make that person to initiate him. All that I used to do and then generate the interest in the students, and they all stuck very well. And another big factor in the success of what I have been doing is the involvement of the families. Even though Vedam is learnt only by the person, but the entire family, children, everybody will be involved. The way, the things are structured, they will have something to contribute. And in addition to teaching, I also arrange major functions where all these people, instead of in addition to just learning, they have an opportunity to practice. And they will be ritviks in big yajnas. They will be doing so many things. So they all were organizations. When I start, they will be all in so many committees. They will work with every project that I take. So I have no dearth of volunteers anytime, and they all work with like a big family. And that way, every project I do, they all have this thing, because they all have Acharya's grace, and the Sankalpam, as Acharya says, they are all Pavitra Sankalpam to do that. So that our effort is, we have to put our sincere effort. Rest is Amba's grace, and that is how they all materialize. So they all gelled together. So today, any big function, no function is big or small to me. They are all just functions. I don't associate any, this is so big, how can be done. I don't think any of those things at all, because it is Ambal has given that Sankalpam. It is for her to make sure that it happens. So that much this thing has come. That is for that, the biggest contributor is, I should acknowledge my wife, because I can't just say acknowledgement. I mean, it is that kind of a relationship is not that common, because whatever, I always tell everywhere, the structure of women in nature is to be sacrificial. That is how they are. Their life is like an yajna. If you think of your own mother and grandmother and all, they had nothing specific for themselves to achieve. They were happy when the husband got promoted. They were happy when the son got promoted. They were happy when some other nice thing happened in the family. What is it that distinguished themselves to be happy just for only their act? None. They never looked for anything at all. The entire life of our women have been only one of sacrifice. And when when a woman has that tendency in her, it naturally comes out. I can engage in all the activities, everything, but she takes care of everything in the house. Right from tutoring my children when they go to school. When they went to Boy Scouts, she was the Boy Scout mother, not me. I was not the Boy Scout father. She used to take them to camps, drop them and all, because still children have to maintain their vegetarianism, all the things they will maintain there. So all these things she was the greatest spirit behind the entire this thing. When Tyagarajan told this morning, it is not just words. It's really Satyam. And that way she did a very great this thing. And the children, initially, they used to feel that father is not available many time home and all that thing. My son used to feel he could not go to Eagle Scout because parental participation was not as much, because then the parent is supposed to go with them to the camp and stay there. All that is needed, but I could never do any of those because I was never free in the weekends. So they felt initially, but later they started to feel proud of it. Because when we went for our citizenship interview to the US, the judge asked us, this is your long name, last name is a very long name, whereas my middle name is Iyer. Why don't you keep Iyer as the last name and make this as a middle name, so that you will be Srinivasa A.K. Subramani Iyer? And my children, both my elder children, they told, Appa, you have told us how difficult to inherit a name like this. So if it is difficult for others, let it be. So we don't have to change our name because it is difficult for others to say. So they made me keep, even I had a slight inclination to change it to Iyer and then keep A.K. Subramani the middle name. But they didn't want. So now A.K. Subramani has become the last name. So every child in the family is going to inherit that name. So that value system, the children inherited, and that about which I am really thankful to God, because for a wife and the children to learn to appreciate what I am doing, they understood that this is not ordinary. They understood this is not possible for somebody, and they also understood as a scientist, full-time professional, what I have to go through to do all that thing. They understood. So that was the big plus. So wife is a big plus. I always teach my students, first is your family, second is your job, third only all other things. And if these two things are taken care, other things will be supported by other two, no problem at all. But if we have to make sure that this is done, and that God enabled me to have those two. My job was good. I was in research all the time. I didn't have other pressures of dealing with public and that kind of thing. Research by itself is I like teaching and research only all along. So that way it was good for me. It happened that way. And that way the family support was enormous. But managing the time, that is, of course, that requires a lot of, you have to think about parallel thinking you have to do. So I always, I can visualize and acknowledge in my own self the ability to handle several things parallelly. Compartmentalizing them without having to go through the pressure of one over and imparting it on the other. That somehow I could do it all the time, because when I was a scientist, I was working there, but I have to do all these public functions. And working for non-profits and public function always has a problem, because there is always, so many elements will be there, because nobody is a paid employee. Everybody is a volunteer. So they don't have to come and work for you. So always there will be human relationship issues will be there. But so long as you can handle them without much agitation, then it is good for yourself also. You don't have to go through the aggravation. At the same time, they also won't be aggravated. So that way it's a good balance. And every time you should be conscious of that. And if they understand that you don't have your ego on this, people are basically good. So they are not going to just why somebody want to be bad. No reason for somebody to be bad, to wanting to be bad. So long as they think that our intentions are noble and we have no ego thing in that, they are willing to work with you. I had never had any problem with, I would say, in any organization or anywhere in terms of human relationships. But there may be some elements who may have, whatever you say, they have their own thing, but they will wither away because they cannot stand the test of time. So they will naturally exit from the scene, because your goal is so steadfast and your intention is noble, and more noble people appreciate it. That's all. I know that is the curiosity element of everybody who wants to talk to me. They want to know where you. Not only you, Swamijis have asked the questions to me. Many Swamijis, not our Swamiji. Many Swamijis have asked me this question, how are you doing that? They used to say that I am inspired by them and all that. See, I always tell, all men are 2 meters tall, give or take a meter. That means people are basically good. Once they know that you mean business, because of your sankalpa, you can deliver, they are willing to support. And where I have never, even for building the biggest temple in New Jersey now, the Guru Ayappan temple, I didn't go and ask anybody for money myself. I told them on the day of Bhumi Puja to them, we have made a sankalpam of doing the biggest temple, building the biggest temple for Guru Ayappan. We want to build it. I am not coming and knocking at anybody's door, please give me money, I am not going to beg. If you want to share the glory of building a large shrine, a temple for Guru Ayappan, you come and join. Later, if the temple is built, don't feel that you missed the boat. This is how I tell. I never put any fundraising program or anything anywhere. People always, they come forward and give. And when we put for our Sharda temple in Stroudsburg, in the first meeting only, I come with nice schemes. God gives me that ideas. The first day when I wanted to unveil the program of building the temple, I went with what are the opportunities for people to participate. Each sanctum, each shrine, each vimanam, each Rajagopura, everything. Within that 15 minutes, everything was sponsored completely. The Rajagopuram was taken. All my students took the Rajagopuram. Then the Vimanams were taken by every trustee. Sanctums were taken by other people. Everything was gone. Now I had to only worry about building the building. All the sanctums are gone, Vimanams are gone. The gold chariot itself costed $300,000. One individual underwrote it. So what I am telling is, they place value on what you say. Once they know the truth behind what you are saying, you are truthful, people are willing to come forward. They are willing to help you. People have they want, somebody goes and asks them for a project, money, first they have a doubt. Is this guy capable of doing it, delivering it? Will he deliver it? What does he have is there anything, some ego thing in that? Lot of organizations suffer because of infighting. The other organization, I built the temple. 20 years they could not build. Finally they came to me, said, without you we cannot build the temple. That's all, temple is built now. Same temple, same organization, only how one person can make the difference. It all depends on how you present to people and what they think you are going to bring to the table. Once they trust you, they'll give. And no problem. And at the same time, I have another great luxury of being such a person for some big organizations. And those organizations trust me so much. So whatever I tell them, they will just like that give. Because that's the biggest thing. Because I have organization support from other organizations, support from devotees across the globe for building the temple in the Sharda Amba temple. Any money that I had to spend in India, I raised in India. I didn't send any dollars from here because Sringeri devotees are globally there.
Yo Vedanusvara Prokto Vedante cha Pradishthitaha Tasya Prakriti Nasya Parasya Maheshwaraha Srimad Paramahamsa Parivrajagadadya Vidya Padavakya Pramana Varavarvarina Yamadiyavasana Pranayama Pratyahara Dharana Jnanamadya Shranga Yoganushthanishta Padashchakravarti Amadya Vichinna Shri Shankaracharya Guru Parampara Prapta षड्दर्शनस्थापनाचार्य व्याख्यानसिंहासनाधीश्वर सकलनिगमागमसारहृदय साङ्ख्यत्रय प्रतिपादक वैदिकमार्गप्रवर्तक सर्वतन्त्रस्वतन्त्र आदिराजधानी विद्यानगर महाराजधानी कर्नाटक सिंहासन प्रतिष्ठापनाचार्य गुरु भूमण्डलाचार्य श्रीकृष्णपरमराधीश्वर मुखभद्राधीनवासी श्रीमद्विद्याशंकर बालपद्माराधक श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्रीमदभिनव विद्यातीर्थ महास्वामी गुरुकरकमल संजात श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्री श्री भारती तीर्थ महास्वामिना चरणारविन्दयोः साष्टांग प्रणामां समर्पयामः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यसूत्रास्तानो चम्पकुम्भसः पुष्पावतेः प्रसूवतेः फलिते ॐ देवीं वाचमजनयन्त देवाः तां विश्वरूपाः प्रशवो वदन्ति सानो नन्द्रेशमोर्जन्दुहाना धेनुर्वागस्मानुपतुष्टुदयितु ॐ पर्वत इवाविचाचरिः इन्द्र इवेहद्वपस्तिष्ठ धराष्ट्रमुदारय अभितिष्ठप्रतन्यतः अधरे सन्ति शत्रवः इन्द्र इव भवन्तु नः प्रजामि तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात् चतुष्स्नानानन्तरं शुद्धोदकस्नानं समर्पयामि ॐ स्वादुष्पवस्पतिव्याजधर्मणे स्वादुरिन्द्राय सुहवीः नाम्ने जीवनं च दिशो दिशा
आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्
सुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं
श्रीमहागणपते शिवकुमार गणपते श्रीमहागणपते शिवकुमार गणपते शक्तिरूप गणपते सदानन्द गणपते
शारदे वीणावादन विशारदे शारदे वीणावादन विशारदे वन्दे तव पदे 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 शारदे नारद जननी अम्ब नारद जननी अम्ब नारद जननी चतुर्वदन नायकी भुक्ति मुक्तिदायकी नायक जननी चतुर्वदन नायकी भुक्ति मुक्तिदायकी नलिन गणलोचनी भवमोचनी हंसवाहिनी हंसगामिनी शारदे वीणावादन विशारदे वन्दे तव पदे शारदे इंद्रादि सकल वृंदारक गण वंदित पदारविंदे सकल बृन्दारक गण वन्दित पदारविन्दे इन्दु विडम्बन मन्दास्मितयुत सुन्दर मुखार विन्दे इन्दु विडम्बन मन्दास्मितयुत सुन्दर मुखार विन्दे वन्दारु सुजन मन्दारदया इंदारु सुजन मन्दारदया सदने मृदुगतने वन्दारु सुजन मन्दारदया वदने मृदुगतने वाणी नित्य कल्याणि वरदे रामदास हृदयालये वाणी नित्य कल्याणि वरदे रामदास हृदयालये श्री शारदे वीणावादन विशारदे वन्दे तव पदे शारदे
सानि सदनि मद गमदनि सा नि द मद मग मग रि सा सानि सदनि मद गमदनि सा नि द मद मग मग रि सा सानि सदनि मद गमदनि सा नि द मद मग मग रि सा सानि सदनि मद गमदनि सा नि द मद मग मग रि सा सानि सदनि मद गमदनि सा नि द मद मग मग रि सा सानि सदनि मद गमदनि सा नि द मद मग मग रि सा
गजाननं भूतगणादि सेवितं कपित्त जम्बूबलसार पक्षितं उमासुतं शोकविनाश कारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम्
मौनं व्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्ते वसदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दमूर्तिं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वटविटपि समीपे भूमिभागेन शन्नं सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमारात् त्रिभुवनगुरुमीशं दक्षिणामूर्तिदेवं जननमरणदुःखच्छेददक्षं नमामि चित्रं वटतरोर्मूले वृत्ता शिष्या गुरुरिवा गुरोस्तु मौनं व्याख्यानं शिष्यास्तु चिन्नसंशया ॐ नमः प्रणवाताय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः.
The works of Adi Shankara are a long list of 62 extremely beneficial events. It is extremely hard to comprehend the fact that anyone can be so successful in just a short lifespan of 32 years.
Om Yasyaiva Spuranam Sadatmakam Asatkalpartakam Basate. And Puri convinced Brahmananda Saraswati ji to accept the position. Brahmananda ji was charged with reconstructing the temple and institution at Jyotirmat.
Shunyam viduhu Shri Balanda Jadopama Swahamidi Pramta Brashambadinaha Maya Shakti Valasa Kalpitamaha Vyamoha Samharine Tasme Shri Gurumurtiye Namedam Shri Dakshinamurtiye Raga Kiresta Dwakarenda Chatusho Maya Samachar Chanard Sanmarta Karano Vashamharnado Yo Bhakshapaman
बाल्यादिष्वबिजाकृदादिषु ददा सर्वा स्वस्तास्वपि मा वर्तास्वनुवर्तमानमहमित्यन्तः स्फुरन्तं सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोडियो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणदया स्वस्वामी सम्पन्ततः शिष्याचार्य तथा तथैव पितृपुत्रात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जागृति वा एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये.
ॐ भूरम्भांस्य नलो नीलोम्बरमहर्नादो हिमांशु पुमान् इत्याबादि चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्ति अष्टकं नान्यत् किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशताम्.
आपकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते. सम्प्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले सम्प्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले नहि नहि रक्षति रुकृन्करणे भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते. मा गुरुधन जन यौवन गर्वं हरति निवेशात् काला सर्वं मायामयमिगम् अखिलं हित्वा मायामय हित्वा धर्मपदं त्वं प्रविच विदित्वा भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते भगवद्गीता किञ्चिदतीता भगवद्गीता किञ्चिदतीता गङ्गाजललव कणिकपीत सकृतपियेन मुरारि समर्च सकृतपियेन मुरारि समर्च क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्च भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते गुरुचरणाम्बुज निर्भरभक्तः संसारात् चिरादवमुक्तः गुरुचरणाम्बुज निर्भरभक्तः संसारात् चिरादवमुक्तः सेन्द्रियमानस नियमादेवं सेन्द्रियमानस नियमादेवं त्रस्यसि निज हृदय स्वं देहं त्रस्यसि निज हृदय स्वं देहं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते.
Friends, we are all here for a reason. A reason that we say in Tamil, பூவோடு சேர்ந்த நாரும் மனம் பெற்றது. GL say, the thread that holds the jasmine flowers, the thread also gets the fragrance of the flower.
So much, Dr. Lakshmanan. As you very rightly said, Pushpanam Anushangena Sutropi Shirasi Dharyate. Indeed, because of your kindness and because of your love and affection for me, I get such wonderful opportunities to come here and enjoy truly memorable programs and meet really wonderful and gracious persons.
Indeed, a great blessing for all of us in North America, that North American has been conferred the title Dharmatma.
Shri Swaminarayan Bhagavan Ni Jai. Mata Shardambabhyo Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Dharmatma Dr. Yagna Subramaniam, Honorable Consul General, respected Dr. Lakshmanan, respected Mr. Chand Kapoor, ladies and gentlemen, in joy of others lies our own. Your life itself is exemplary. It is in the same line of our Guruji. We all are proud to be part of this particular function.
Ajnanam Jannavi Tirtham Vidya Tirtham Vivekinam Sarvesham Sugadam Tirtham Bharati Tirtham Ashraye Sadguru Charanarvindabhyam Namaha. It's 1:30. I cannot definitely stand between you and the lunch. And the ladies were here early morning by 6 o'clock, 6:30 to prepare an excellent lunch. And we don't want to be reheating it many times before we eat. the best you have given me today is putting all these children on stage and make them do things. Many times I have wondered, looking at various other communities, from the Guyanese Indians, Trinidad Indians, who have all gone and settled in those places for several generations. And a couple of people came to me once and asked, we learned that we are from southern part of India and we want to find our roots. You think which place would be better for us to start? Is it, they say, there is a place called Kerala, Chennai, Madras. I used to wonder how long it will take for our children to do the same thing. When we lose our identity, we become orphans culturally and spiritually also. This cannot happen. It is our responsibility to make sure every child not only knows its origin, but also, as our Consul General mentioned, proud of their ancestry and their origin. If that has to come in them, every parent has to go several extra miles to do that. Whenever a child comes for Arangetram, I know before the child dances, the mother had already danced. How much of effort? Ascharyo Vakta, Ascharyo Shrota, Kathopanishad says. The teacher who teaches these people, big Ascharyam. And the students who learn, many students, many children growing in America, I'm not telling about Canadian children, they are all very good. They cannot say this word like Ra and all that easily. In Tamil, instead of saying Pari, they will say Pari. Pari means insult. They cannot recite certain words properly. So how the system locally is, because they spend more time outside than with us. They get more overtoned by those accents and those kinds of communication. But still to hold their children and communicate what we have to communicate, make them recite properly, that is a task. It is not just an ordinary teaching. It is a task. And when I see all these children, where is that child who recited Bhajagovindam? Maybe she left. I don't know. I was so pleased to hear. Of course, I don't know, she may not perhaps fully know the meaning of what she recited. If you associate yourself with the meaning also, only tears will come in our eyes. That is the richest heritage we got. The heritage that we have to claim ourselves as Sanatana Dharmi. You know what a title it is to claim oneself as a Sanatana Dharmi? How much we try to do to justify that inheritance. It is the responsibility of every one of us to ask ourselves first, do I justify myself to be that? Actually, many people have to ask that question, whether we justify ourselves to have the name human being. That is the state of affairs today. As he was mentioning, the entire world is complex. The diaspora is complex. Thinking of people is complex. But they are very intelligent. Look at all the video games, development of everything. There is more effort put in hacking a computer. All that intelligence, where it goes? Where is this perversion in thinking? Because guidance from the roots of the Dharma are missing. When that misses, the intelligence, human mind is enormously capable. It can do millions and trillions of things. That's the power of the mind, human mind. I used to mention this in many audiences. In southern India, we have a big festival in temples. There used to be a chariot car, huge car, very big. It is much bigger than the Puri, Jagannath, those car festivals, very big ones. The wheels of them are made in wooden, this thing with steel anchors. Tiruvarur, all these big temples have huge chariots. And they will drag these chariots along the 4 streets around the temple and bring it back to the same place. It may take 10 days, 12 days. And there'll be a mad crowd. It's not an ordinary crowd. It is drawn by very thick ropes. It'll be tied and pulled. And this mad crowd, a lot of fun. There'll be no direction. They all can drag. And without proper orientation, if that chariot is dragged, it may go and hit a building. It can cause any kind of damage. It can do all that. But there'll be one guy who will be hanging underneath the chariot by the side of that one wheel. He will have a very heavy wooden spindle on his hand. They call it Dimisikata in Tamil. He will be hanging by the side of that wheel. Where the wheel has to turn, he will put that wooden spindle at the right place at the bottom of the wheel, which will make that turn. All the streets are at right angles. This huge thing has to turn at right angles in all those 4 corners, has to come back. The people who are pulling are mad crowd. Power is so much, but orientation is the key that makes that chariot to come back to its place at the proper time. And the intelligence of our children, what they can do is like the power of that mad crowd. It is so much. They can do so many things. But it is the responsibility of the parent and also perhaps the society where they live to do the job of that guy who puts that wooden thing to turn that at the proper time so that those children will become such products. Very important. And when they do that, then they have not only done a good service to themselves to bring up a good child, they have done a great service to the society by bringing a good child, a good citizen, an integrated person to a society. We build societies. We don't just build a child, as he said very appropriately. We think at the individual level. Let us get out of that box. Let us get out of that box of individual. I should be happy. In Bombay and all, we used to joke, the neighbor always sweeps the floor and dumps it on the neighbor's place. His house is clean. My house is always clean. That attitude has to change. Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha. That's what Krishna said. Staying in Swadharma, even if one has to face death at the cost of it, this will bring Shreyas, staying in Swadharma. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. A small amount of dharma here and there. At least to wish that I want to be dharmic, that itself will take us to the next step. We have to make that first step. That cannot be. Prarabdha will get crash on us. Vedanta talks to us. Prarabdha will get crash. It will tell you, do only this, do that. But God has given us free will. We should know what is right for me. You may not stop Prarabdha, but we can orient ourselves correctly in the way we do things, when we do things according to dharmic injunctions. So to be a person, to be a dharmic is very important. That is why right from karmi, person who is only action-oriented, I want to do this, that and all, I want to gain this, get this reputation, that, get Nobel Prize. Fine, karmi. From that become a karma yogi. First step. Do a thing as a sense of duty. Do a thing as a sense of service. Do a thing as a sense of offering to the Lord. Do a thing as an expression of bhakti. Mind has to be constantly vigilant to make sure that it does that way. Then we become karma yogis. Once we become karma yogis, there is nothing like a big problem, small problem, no problem at all. They all can be dealt with without any problem. Problems will come. We cannot stop them. But how do we deal with them? That is where you need a sound mind. So our ancestors concentrated only on developing such a solid mind. Chitta Shuddhi. For Chitta Shuddhi, you need Karma Yoga. For the mind to be pure, to be a good mind, to be a non-reactive mind, to be a mind which is non-agitated, you need to go through Karma Yoga. That is in our hands. It is not foreign to us, but a little discipline is needed. Nobody need to come and tell us. We are our own supervisors. We need to know what we need to do better for ourselves. Be a better person tomorrow than what we are today. Be a better individual tomorrow than what we are today. That is progress. All other progress are progress. That's fine. They give us a lot of worldly good things. But as a spiritual person, what I am I a better individual tomorrow? Who is the person who can assess this? Metric is me. I look at the mirror, who I am. Nobody need to tell me you are a better person, you are a wrong. No need at all. We have to do it ourselves. When we do that, there are a lot of advantages. People always ask me, you do all these big things, that Atirudra Yajna, Kumbhabhishekam, Shadashandi, Koti Archana, Veda Parayana from all parts of India, bringing 200 priests from India. How all these things happen? Why should American consulate give visas for 200 people from India, all over India, to come and do a Hindu religious function in a Christian country? No need. But they gave, within 3 hours, 200 people were given visas from Chennai consulate. Because all these consulates are mostly jurisdictional. A Delhi person has to go to Delhi, Calcutta will go to Calcutta, Bombay will go to Bombay. But for operational convenience, we asked the consulate that they all have to be interviewed at Chennai. Brought them from all over, interviewed, gave the visa. Why? When such a thing happens, that means they are convinced. That shows the greatness of their country also. They are convinced that you are trying to do a job that has inherent benefit in it for some society. And they come and stay there for 1 month. It's a great event done, was memorable. People used to ask me, how did you do all these big things? If you think you did it, you would have been, many heart attacks would have come. We don't do anything. We have to understand that. We are only instruments. Once our heart is full with that conviction that we have to do only our duty part, karmani eva adhikaraha te ma paleshu. Once we know that, once we live that, nothing is difficult. We can move mountains, no problems. That is the confidence we should have in us. The power of human mind is very powerful. But we have to train ourselves to think that. As I told, problems may come, but it all depends on how do we deal with them. So I am very glad that you gave me the greatest gift today. When I saw that other young gentleman singing, I was wondering why all these people are going to December concerts to India and all. Listen to this boy. What a music. And these children talking about so much about Adi Shankara. I mean, this all, it's not Prajananam Brahma. I don't know that. I want to correct the other child. It is Prajnanam Brahma. But the thing is, the way they want, these events are very good because they learned for this and the teachers have taught them very well. And the dance program and the music, every sloka. I am so pleased. Even though we build all these big temples, I am happy that we can very happily give this to this next generation because they are really doing such a great job. And I am no fear at all. Because everybody comes and asks me, you are putting a temple in Houston, in San Diego, in Detroit, and Toronto already is done, in East Salzburg. There is another one in New Jersey. Why you are putting all these temples? When these are the people who are giving me that blank check, don't worry, we'll take care of it. Why worry? The Sampradaya will continue. Hinduism had been there for how many ages? So many things have come in between. But Sanatana Dharma and Vaidika Dharma will stay. But we have to make ourselves aware that we do our bit. Whatever little bit we do, we should do that consciously. Once we do that, we don't have to be afraid of anything. They will all be nice. This center will be nice. Actually, I have a lot of emotional attachments to this center. I am in the US. Consciously, I took over as chairman of this place. Mind it, it is an additional responsibility and a headache also. Because when you manage non-profit corporations, there are too many challenges, believe me. To take over another one and also across the border is a big responsibility. But when I came here the first time, when I looked at the diaspora of devotees, I said, okay, definitely we should give a facility to them. Because this place is a good place, location-wise and all. So I made sure that this place will be there. And we still have some more, changes to make in terms of operational logistics to make it easy for people to do things. But we have got an excellent place, and I see the conviction and your devotion, the members, the volunteers, the children. I am so pleased. This is the biggest gift you have given me today, to be honest. In spite of this weather, you have come here. My God. That's also, I am so pleased. I am thanking you very much. Actually, normally I don't thank people at all that easily, because not that it is an out of concept. It is a philosophy. I don't want to thank another person whom I think he is part of me. I don't see any people separate from me. If there is a third person or a second person I can thank, I see all of you as me. So I have no such thing at all as you are you and I am I. As far as I am concerned, it is we. So there is no parasparam bhavayantaha may be good. But here that parasparam is not there at all, because I don't see you separate from me. Even though I may not be able to come here many times, if Lucky sends me a report saying that, oh, this function was done, it was so nicely done, so many people participated, so many children happy, I feel as if I am here and also I'm enjoying as you are all enjoying. So that is the kind of vision I have. This center has a lot of good things to offer to the society, and with your association, with your contributions, with your time, definitely we can make this. I normally make it like a competition among all my centers. This center should be better than that center should be better than the other center. It is in poetry, we call it Stuti Ninda and Ninda Stuti in Sanskrit. When you lower one thing and praise the other thing, not the other thing is lowered. It is to enable them to mutually feel. Last time when I went to Houston, I told this is like the Sringeri of North America. Oh my God, all these Stroudsburg people, they all told me, what is it? You went and told like that there. We are the first one. So sometimes it motivates people to feel that they are important. This is all. We don't do anything new. These are all what the scriptures have taught us. We are adopting only the same techniques to do that thing. So I am very glad that we could come in spite of the weather. Yesterday when we sat on the plane, already the plane was delayed more than 2 hours, and the pilot announced, we are thinking. Whether he will take off or not, we don't know. But still he took off. Our Lucky came to the airport. I was feeling so bad that he had to come to the airport at that time, braving this weather, and then bring me home. But that shows the love. When you show me that love, I will give you only love back. And that is unconditional. Thank you very much for coming today. And this is, as our Raghu mentioned, even though Swamiji gave me this title as Dharmatma, this is the title which every one of us staying in a faraway country like this, we all have got from him. Because unless there is such a society which can respect and then reciprocate efforts of this nature, brought to them, it cannot be even known to him. If he has to know such a thing has happened, unless there is this kind of a reciprocity, how can he know? So if a title is given to me as an individual, perhaps it is for the entire community in the West. That is what I tell all my TV interviews and all. I tell all this. It is for all of us. That is the recognition. For a person who has traveled abroad, Samudra Ullanganam is considered not very appropriate by these traditional gurus, Pitadipatis. But for a person who traveled abroad, settled in the US for 30 years, for such a person, if they want to give such a title, which is so rare, and as he said, as the embodiment, see, Valmiki says, Dharmatma Satyasantascha Ramo Dasaratiryata. That's what he said. Dharmatma Satyasantaha. Valmiki didn't want to define what a Dharmatma should be. He said it is Rama. That is it. That's what he said. No definition. And when Acharya wants to give such a title to an individual, that is something. I cannot describe what it was, because at the time when he gave, but it puts a lot of responsibility on anyone, because you want to breathe also knowing what you are breathing. You want to be aware of what you talk, how you conduct yourselves, because there are a lot of responsibilities associated with that. But the recognition of the Acharya for somebody growing abroad, settled abroad, still, that means hopes. He already granted us permission to have centers abroad. That is a big, big thing. And in spite of it, he is recognizing us for our work. That is even more a blessing. So I consider that as a very great blessing, and blessing for all of us. So we will strive together and make every one of the children, and make this Sanatana Dharma even more vibrating in our part. We have settled here for whatever reason it is. So we have to bring Dharmarajya here among our people, because that is our basis. So we have to strive to do that. We don't have to go back to India each time to go and recharge ourselves about our dharmic values. We can do it here itself. As I told you, maybe people have to come from India to listen to these concerts, because that is how we are developing our children. I am very pleased with all these things. Thank you very much for your kindness to bring me here and also to felicitate me. As I told you, I don't thank, but at the same time, I have to express at least my emotional awareness that this is a thing which is close to my heart. Thank you very much.